Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Darren Smith with you, host of the ship on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Be joined in just a moment by Steve Walls, host of the W, welcoming you all to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for our Kansas City Chiefs Cheat Pregame show. We're starting, waiting on the Steve to come in. And so now, look, I will tell you this, the place is starting to get packed. Sorry we started the show a little bit late, but, little traffic issues. But we're here live. Steve will be with us, like I said, momentarily. But we're here live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the Chiefs 1-2 take on the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 1-2 coming into today's ball game following their 41-21 Monday night loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Kansas City, of course, is coming into today's ball game off of their upset loss 30-24 to the Los Angeles Chargers at Arrowhead on last week. Coming into today's game, we have the inactives, basically the same as last week. We have Rashad Fenton, Travarius Ward, Frank Clark, Austin Blythe, the good doctor, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, and Doris Fountain, who are all inactive on today. And being added to the roster today is the DiCaprio Boodle, who is a defensive back for the Kansas City Chiefs. So look, we are here live. Give you a chance to look and see what the atmosphere is like here. The Chiefs will be coming out momentarily. Let's get some of these chats going on. Let's see what we've got going on. We've got a lot of things going on in today's ball game. Kansas City, of course, looking to bounce back from their loss. They're on a 2-game losing streak, something that we don't see too often in Kansas City, at least in the Patrick Mahomes era. This is just the third time in his career that he's had a 2-game losing streak going into the third game. Obviously, there's nothing fun about losing if you're the Kansas City Chiefs or their fan base, as now with Patrick Mahomes, you expect to win each and every ball game going out. Coming into today's game, Andy Reid is looking for his 100th win as a Kansas City Chief. Mind you, he would have loved to have had it against Baltimore and even last week at home, but to be able to get it today in his old stomping ground at Lincoln Financial Field, that'll be pretty good for Andy Reid and the Chiefs if they can get his 100th win today. The biggest thing that they'll need to do to make sure that they get that 100th win, they cannot turn the football over. The Chiefs, the last 2 ball games, have had 6 turnovers while only getting 2 in return. So right now they're at a 6-2 ratio over the last 2 ball games. 3 interceptions from Patrick Mahomes, 2 fumbles by the running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and 1 by Tyreek Hill. So look, drop if you would. No, we're not going to see Josh Gordon today. He is inactive. He just, of course, got signed by the Kansas City Chiefs this past week, so we're not going to see him. If you would be so kind, feel free to drop your score prediction in today's ball game. I do have Kansas City winning the game. I'll tell you the score just a little bit later, but one thing we do know about Kansas City, they are 13 or 14-1 against the spread over the last 15, 16 ball games. So something that I'm not very happy about. My wallet's not happy about it as well. But a lot of good things. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes looking to right the ship. We talked to him. We talked to Travis Kelce this week, who will be facing his brother, who plays center for the Philadelphia Eagles. So a lot to get into. It is a very beautiful day here in Philadelphia. Woke up this morning to an overcast where you couldn't even see the stadium. But as you see right now, it is bright and sunny, and people are coming in, getting ready for kickoff. The grass and everything is nice. The Chiefs should be coming out any moment. It's about 15, actually we got about 20 minutes till about kickoff. And, once that takes place, we'll get a chance to see what the Chiefs do. Looking at the Chiefs on the defensive side of the ball, of course, as we mentioned last week, they did not cause or create any turnovers. Starting for the Chiefs defense, we got Chris Jones, you got Jaron Reed, you got Derek Nottie, you got Mike Dana, and the linebackers. I'm expecting that we're going to, I don't know if we're going to get Willie Gay. I haven't seen him on the inactive list, nor I know he should be coming off of the injury reserve, so hopefully we'll get a chance to see him play. Ben Neiman and Anthony Hitchens will be starting as well. Travarius Ward is out. Probably see Rashad Fenton, L'Jarius Sneed, Mike Hughes, Daniel Sorensen. I'm sorry, not Rashad Fenton, but DeAndre Baker and Tyrann Mathieu starting in the backfield, defensive backfield for the Kansas City Chiefs. For the inactives for the Eagles, for those of you all who are betting people, we've got Gardner Minshew, who's inactive, Mac McClain, Lane Johnson, Jordan Malata, and Marlon Tuapoluto, who are also out, who are inactive in today's ball game as well. So you would think that the defensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs should be able to eat today with no Lane Johnson or Jordan Malata in the ball game today. So if they're able to do that, perhaps they can get some pressure on the quarterback today. Of course, their quarterback, I mean, we know it's Jalen Hurts. You know, he's someone that's dangerous with the football in his hands. He's more of a, I guess you could say, a slower version of Lamar Jackson. He may not beat you with his arms, but he can beat you with his legs. Last week, he struggled against the Dallas Cowboys, but the Chiefs defense, they've been struggling. They've been struggling getting after it. I know. Hopefully we'll see. Sorry about that. Hopefully we'll see the defensive backs get a couple of interceptions. Hopefully we'll see that defensive line get some pressure on the quarterback today. Coming into today's ball game, the Chiefs, looking at this, they are. Let's see. Still waiting on Steve. He's walking to the press box. Give me 1 second. Coming into today's ball game, the Kansas City Chiefs, their defense, Chris Jones leads the team with 2 sacks. Tyrann Mathieu, of course, has 2 interceptions, which he got at the beginning of the game against the Baltimore Ravens 2 weeks ago. Clyde Edwards-Helaire rushed for a season-high 100 yards last week. No, don't know about Willie Gay yet, so not sure whether or not he's going to play just yet. Travis Kelce, he leads the team in catches. Led him last week with 7 catches for 104 yards today. Expect a big game from him. Look, defensively, we know that the Eagles are struggling. If you saw Monday night's game, they struggled very, very badly against the Dallas Cowboys. The Chiefs should be able to run the ball if they decide that that's the direction that they want to go. Obviously, look for Patrick Mahomes to get Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce equally involved. Perhaps Philly will try to employ, the Tampa 2 defense where they'll force Kansas City to run the football. If they do, fine. Kansas City should be able to run with their depleted defense that the Philadelphia Eagles are currently employing right now. And of course, again, they should have opportunities on the defensive side of the ball to create turnovers, to create pressure against Jalen Hurts. He is someone who is willing to run. He is someone that's not very accurate in throwing the football. And so if he does that, the Chiefs should be able to, again, like I said, force him into making some mistakes where they can capitalize on it and get some extra possession, because Kansas City sorely needs that right now. And above anything else, they need to be able to score points, and they need to keep the Philadelphia Eagles out of the end zone. Now, though, I will say, for those of you who have never visited Philadelphia before, this is my first time here. The good thing that I like about Philadelphia is that they do have all of their sports teams playing in one complex area, kind of like how we have it in Kansas City, where we have the Royals and Arrowhead. Well, they have the ballpark, the Philly ballpark. They also have the Wells Fargo Arena, as well as this football stadium, all on the same sports complex. So it's right in one centrally located spot. And then, of course, the best thing is they do have the casino right across the street right now. So if you get a chance to come to Philadelphia, make sure you stop down here and see. Want to send a shout out to Lynn Brett. Also want to give a shout out to John Michael, Ray Robbins, George DeGan, Jason Xavier for joining us on the show this morning. Again, Chiefs inactives, Rashard Fenton, Chavarius Ward, Frank Clark, Austin Blythe, the Good Doctor, and Doris Fountain, all inactive for Kansas City today. Look, if you're looking for any particular matchup that you want to watch out for, want to see what the corners are going to be able to do against Devonta Smith. He's the former Heisman Trophy winner, rookie first-round draft pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. He leads their team, actually Jalen Reagor leads their team in receiving. It's only 107 yards that he has. So as you can see, they don't throw the ball much. Jalen Hurts is the team's leading rusher with only 179 rushing yards. So this is not a team that's going to scare you offensively, but because Kansas City, and yes, we do need a blowout today, Matthew, because Kansas City has not been able to put drives and stuff together, and they haven't been able to keep other teams from scoring. This could be considered a trap game, even though this is a must-win game for Kansas City being 1-2. This could still be considered a trap game for them, because if you come in overconfident like they may have been the last couple of weeks, especially when you're at home. You're thinking that you're going to get the win over the Los Angeles Chargers. If you come in thinking that against this Eagles team today, because their backs are up against the wall as well, where they need a win as well, you can come out of this game 1-3 in real serious trouble in the AFC West. Right now, for me, my humble opinion, this really begins the start of the playoffs for the Kansas City Chiefs. I know people think it's just 4 games into the regular season, but you do have to understand that Kansas City is essentially 3 games behind both Denver and the Las Vegas Raiders. So if you want to take that chance and just think that, okay, because we're only 3 games in and we're 1-2, that everything is okay, it's not. Patrick Mahomes and the team, they know that they need to win. They know they need to right the ship. They know what they need to do to get back on track in the AFC West. Even if they win today's ball game, they'll still find themselves at the bottom of the AFC West based off the head-to-head loss last week to the Los Angeles Chargers, who faced the Las Vegas Raiders at home on Monday Night Football. Of course, the Denver Broncos, they take on the Baltimore Ravens in a late afternoon game. We'll get a chance to see what happens with that. We'll see whether or not Denver is for real with that defense. We'll also get a chance to see whether or not Lamar Jackson, where he can run through the AFC West, kind of like he did the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football 2 weeks ago. So, again, drop your prediction in today's ballgame. I want to give a shout out to my guy, Charles Don Miller Jr., Kay McKelvey. As you see, the Chiefs are coming onto the field. The fans are booing right now, so that's what a lot of empty seats. So if you're in Philly, you still got time to get down there. You still got time to get down here and pressure and make your way to Lincoln Financial Field. Kickoff is just a little under 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and so 49-10. Okay. I figured a blowout. I wasn't thinking about that, but wow, 49-10. I got 35-14. I do think it's a blowout. I think this is the first game that Kansas City covers in quite some time. I do have Kansas City winning. I got them +7, +6.5. I know a little bit extra money has come in on Philadelphia. For some reason, I haven't quite figured out why just yet. But I do have Kansas City winning. I do have the under, though. I think the over-under is 51. I do have them going under. I think they'll win in a blowout, but Andy Reid, to his credit, to his detriment, doesn't like to keep his foot on teams' necks right now. So we'll be doing this for a few more minutes because they'll be doing let y'all take that in right quick. Those boos. Feels pretty good. I know the Donkeys and the Raiders. So we'll be doing this, and I guess my guy Steve is still trying to press his way down here. I know he was stuck initially on the elevator, but even if he doesn't make it, want to make sure that you all know that you can tune into his show, The W, on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 12 noon on 100.1 FM. Of course, you can listen to me Monday through Friday, ESPN Kansas City from 3 to 4 p.m. Darren is still, and of course on Sports Radio 18 WHB with The Ship with Darren Smith. If you're in your cars, of course, you will hear my sports updates on Sports Map Radio 15 and 45 minutes after each hour between now and 4:15 as the Kansas City Chiefs are taking the field right now. We're going to shut this down because they're about to get ready to do the here he comes now, Mr. Steve Walls. We'll keep the stream going just a few more minutes. Just grab the headphones, man.
What's happening?
Steve Walls, thank you for joining us, man. So, look, since you've, let me unmute you. All right, bring you back some. So, quickly tell us about your travel adventures to get here.
Oh, yeah, I flew in about, 3 hours ago, and the Uber driver decided to take the scenic route. So I'm here now, and I think it's a heck of an atmosphere, though. First time here in Philly.
Yeah, so quickly, your keys to the game for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The thing about it is you have to have a short memory. You know, you're 1-2, you're coming in here, and I don't want to say it's a must-win, but then again, it's a must-win. You're in last place in the AFC West, and so today is one of those days where you find a team that is struggling a little bit. They have a young quarterback. You have to go to work, plain and simple.
Even if the team wins today, they'll still be in last place.
For sure. But step closer.
Yeah, step closer. And as I said, people think it's early to talk about playoffs, but really this startup really is for them the playoffs because they're 3 games behind both Denver and the Las Vegas Raiders. And people say, they haven't played anybody, but the records are what they are.
They are. It is. And here's the thing. Even though the record is what it is, it's still the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
They still have the target on their backs. And the thing about it is, like I said, the short memory. Patrick has to go out there and play a Patrick game. Patrick doesn't have to go out there and be in the pocket. Do what got you here. And that's what I've been saying, the past couple weeks. It's like, all right, you're listening to what everyone else has to say, yet still you're not able to complete the pass that you were able to complete before. Get outside the pocket, make plays, play that football. That's what they call backyard football.
I know you haven't had a chance to look at the inactives, but same as last week, no Frank Clark, no Tavarius Ford.
Again.
How's that going to affect the Chiefs defensively?
Chris Jones, man, he has to take command of this defense on a defensive line standpoint. And then you also have the secondary, which I don't think they played bad last week. However, they weren't attacked as though I think they may be attacked today. So I think everyone needs to just play their part. Do their 111s, as Clyde Edwards-Helaire would say.
Before we get out of here, Steve, give me your score prediction in today's ball game. How you think it's going forward?
I have it being 31-21. I think the Chiefs need to win by 10 at least, because you don't want to have Jalen Hurts to be able to march down the field, 4 minutes left to go in the game. And I think a field goal is still, to me, it's a loss.
Yeah.
So I think you need to at least win by a touchdown, 10 at the least.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs winning 35-14. I do think with the absence of Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata, I think Chris Jones and their defensive line should be able to get pressure. Again, should.
Yes.
They should be able to get pressure on Jalen Hurts, force Jalen Hurts to make some mistakes where he can possibly turn the ball over via fumble or interception. I think the Chiefs capitalize. They'll get a couple extra possessions. But I do think that they come out on fire. They do whatever it takes to get injuries. This 100th win in today's ball game at his old stomping ground for the Lincoln Financial Field. So
that's big for Andy Reid too, though.
Oh yeah. And look, he'll try to make sure like it's not that big a deal, but it's a big deal. Before we get out of here, man, I see you looking at who you wearing today. Who's style today?
My friends over at Dillard's. Shout out to Jeff and Broderick. Those guys, they always look out for me each and every week. Right now, they're bringing in the whole new shipment of fall winter wear. So go and check them out. Dillard's is on the roster.
And of course, as always, Todd White and Mason Gray out over at Todd's Clothier and Taylor Suits Suit Me, getting us ready for game day each and every week. So look, I want to make sure that you all follow us on our respective platforms. You can follow Steve at Steve Walls KC. Follow me at Darren_Smith WHB. Follow us. Make sure you tune in post-game on our respective networks, and we'll bring you the best of Chiefs football coverage. So until then, it's Sunday. It ain't Mitch Press. It's Chiefs Cheat Sheet Pregame Cheat. Well, you know what it is. Darren Smith, Steve Walls. We're out here live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We'll be back. And make sure you join us tomorrow evening at 6:30, 7:30 at the Soare's Steak and Oyster House for the Chiefs Red Iron show that we do each and every Monday. Myself, Steve Walls, DJ Keith, Sean Tyler. As you hear, time to get out of here. So thank you so much for joining us. We are out. Go Chiefs.